Hi everyone, Guy from Montreal, Guy Giard, author of The Courage to Love, How to Heal from Sexual Abuse, from Repressed Memories, and to Create an Amazing Life. So this is the third reading, and we're up to chapter 2. I tried to keep each reading to 10 minutes, so they're not very long, but I want to give you the best of all I have. So I want to dedicate this reading to Lenny Ravich in Israel, head of the Gestalt Institute. What an amazing man. Thank you for being there. Thank you for helping so many others to find humor and laughter in their life. I love you. Okay. Courage to Love, Chapter 2, Mr. Crooked Teeth. In 1967, Canada celebrated its centennial year. For this occasion, Montreal opened its door with a world fair called Expo 67. School children were invited to visit, and as part of a class project, I had to do a presentation on my favorite exhibit. Because the grounds were humongous and the crowd noisy, when we visited the pavilions, we had to hold hands, which I hated. There were 90 pavilions, but we were only able to see a handful of them, including those from Japan, the Netherlands, and Haiti. But the one that got me most excited had a funny name, USSR. Inside the round movie theater, a film showed the craters and deserts of the moon and Venus. I'm on the moon! Shiny metal balls with long antennas, replicas of the Soviet satellite Sputnik and Sputnik 2, seemed to float overhead. Sputnik 2 was which carried a dog named Laika, had been launched into space exactly 2 years before I was born. But what really got my heart pumping was the orange spacesuit of Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. I am cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin in my rocket ship, and I've blasted into orbit. I was so enthralled with the exhibit that I made a cardboard cutout of a TV with a rolling montage of drawing of him, his spaceship, and the stars for my class presentation. That's the ancestors of a PowerPoint. By this time, I had I'd already gotten into the habit of cutting through Outremont's magnificent Joyce Park as I walked home from my school by myself. The park's impeccably landscaped grounds, majestic oak and maple and pine trees, and wildly colorful flower beds were something like out of a fairy tale. Nature had always made me feel alive. It was my peaceful oasis away from the abuse I took from the bullies at school and my brothers. I'd spent hours playing alone in the sandbox under the bright sunshine, building sandcastle and using twigs to create complex forests of leaves, pine cones, acorns with their funny little brown hats. The soundtrack of my solitary play was rustling leaves and the twang of tennis ball bouncing on the courts behind the park's administrative building. As much as I loved the sandbox, my favorite was the swings next to it. They desperately needed oiling, but the creak creak sound they made didn't bother me. I'd sit down on the chipped red painted wooden plank, push up with my feet, and thrust my legs out as far as I could forward to the sky, higher, higher, higher. When my buttocks finally lifted off the seat, I'd let go of the chains and blast off into space like my hero, Yuri Gagarin. I'm coming to rescue you, Laika. Then I'd hit the ground giggling and run back to the swings to do it all over and over again. One afternoon, while I was happily swinging through the air, a man sitting on a nearby bench called out to me, "You really like this park, don't you? Just about every time I'm here, I see you playing on the swing set." He was the park's groundskeeper. I knew because I'd often seen him near the playground raking leaves while I played by myself. "It must be loads of fun. Why don't you come here and sit next to me for a while?" Surprised that someone was actually talking to me, I left my squeaky swings and took a seat next to him. Right away, I noticed his scrawny body, bony face, and worn out jeans. As he lit a cigarette between dirty star-stained fingers, I thought, his teeth are so yellow and crooked that he must hate going to the dentist as much as I do. Even so, I like the fact that someone was finally paying attention to me. "So you like to swing, eh? I like games too," he said as he inched closer to me. I got a whiff of his foul-smelling breath as he leaned over and whispered in a very coy voice, "Do you know what a pedophile is?" "No," I admitted. But his question felt off to me, like a mildewed piece of bread or funky cheese odor. I couldn't really hear what he said after that, but I did hear him say he wanted to show me a game in his office. However, when I got up to follow him, I felt pain and sick to my stomach and my head started spinning. So I quickly turned around and ran past the swing all the way home as fast as I could. I was out of breath by the time I reached the front door, but to my surprise, I no longer felt dizzy or nauseous. However, I was ashamed of having felt sick, so I didn't tell anyone about it. The following morning, as I neared the park on my way to school, as soon as I heard the metallic creak of the swings, my vision blurred. I felt strange pressure on my eyes and a weight on my chest. I couldn't breathe. Panic? I ran to school and vowed never to set foot in the park again. Friendless, bullied, and deprived of my beloved sandbox and swings, I fell behind in school and needed a home tutor. As my world closed down, so did my eyesight, and I had to start wearing glasses. To ease my pain, I filled myself with candy bars and sweet, and as a result became overweight. Four Eyes, Fatso became my new nicknames at school. But when the loneliness became unbearable, I adopted my dad's work ethic. I mowed neighbors' lawn, raked leaves, washed cars, and eventually took on a paper route. What a journey. Next Friday, we'll talk about this paper route. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being along this journey. I'm always here for you. You can send me an email through Messenger. And the book is available online on Amazon, hard copy, soft cover, or ebook as you wish. I love you all. Thank you for coming along this journey. Anything you want, anything you imagine, you can achieve it. I believe in you. It's possible to heal. It's possible to create an amazing life. I love you all. This is Guy from Montreal saying bye bye and have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.